Welcome to the driver's seat. We are just outside of Alpine, Wyoming. And if that sounds familiar, that's where Chevy launched the regular duty Silverado a year ago. Here we are a year later with the all new heavy duty Sierra trucks. We're driving their top of the line Denali HD 2500, loaded out. You're looking at high 70s, $80,000, which is on par with the competition. You know, pickup trucks are a big business. We've been telling you that for quite some time. There's a big race, horsepower, torque, towing capacity, hauling capacity. And it seems like every year one outdoes the other. Right now, GM, because they're the newest, they have the edge, 35,500 pounds for the loaded out dually with a regular cab. And that is the best you can get, but you need a commercial driver's license for that. So I don't even know why we're talking about it. One thing that GM has going for it that Ford and Ram don't is they have these two brands. Chevy is the mainstream brand, and they carry the majority of the load. But for those who want to separate themselves, you have GMC, the Sierra. And furthermore, you have the Denali line, which accounts for about half of their sales. And when you get inside of this vehicle, it doesn't feel like a truck. They're quick. They are comfortable, they're luxurious, full of technology. I mean, crazy technology, to the point where if you got a certain trailer, you can actually have the awning go out by using the app inside your vehicle. So GMC, Chevy, they're definitely pushing that edge of technology, but I'm not here to tell you that they're better than Ram or Ford. It's just that right now, August 2019, they definitely have a little bit of an edge in some performance aspects, as well as technology and some of the more refinement. So let's go for a drive. We'll explore this all new 6.6 liter Duramax V8 diesel, which is amazing. There's also a new gasoline engine, but today it's all about Duramax. It's all about Sierra, Denali, and this thing is brilliant. Make no mistake about it, the Sierra is built side by side with the Silverado. They're the same truck, same chassis, same specs. There's no real differentiation as far as that goes. Where they differentiate themselves are some of the options. I mentioned the MultiPro Tailgate, which is a feature we love. You want to call it a gimmick, call it a gimmick. I call it nothing short of brilliant. It's kind of an engineering marvel, I think, because it's a great way to improve upon something that really hasn't been touched in decades, which is the pickup truck tailgate. So really like that feature. If I was buying a truck today, that might be a key decision factor for me, depending on how I use my truck. But let's be honest, it comes down to the brand that you like and the features that you're looking for in your truck. For me, Sierra just really hits all the marks. I'm not going to say it's perfect. We like the cameras. We mentioned those. That is a differentiator. If I was doing towing and hauling, I really like that feature. What I don't like, though, is that if I'm on a call and I want to see what's behind the trailer, now I have to go into the menu system and click on the camera, as opposed to maybe just having some kind of one-touch button that would always bring that default view. That's certainly something they can work on, and I imagine it'll be a software fix probably in the next update. Seat comfort, just spectacular. I'm not a big fan of lane departure warning, but what I do like is that rather than some kind of annoying sound, the seat vibrates. And this is in a lot of GM. See, I just went over the lane and seat vibrated, letting me know, hey, get over. I prefer that to some annoying chime. They have Apple Carplay. They got all the technology that any pickup truck owner would want. Beyond that, I think they just really nailed it. There's been a lot of controversy about the heavy-duty Silverado's design, especially the front fascia. It is what it is. I think it's bold, and they had to do something different. But I'll also say that the Sierra is a little bit softer, a little more refined, and a little easier on the eyes. My opinion, my preference, I have a feeling the majority will agree. So I mentioned the Denali, which is what we're driving today, and that's more of the premium, but you have other trim levels as well. But as I mentioned, Denali accounts for about half of all sales. So clearly, a lot of people are willing to spend the extra money. From a interior design standpoint, I think they did a brilliant job as well. I like the IP. I like all the room you have in the back, the versatility of seats. But everybody has something. Ram has a much bigger screen. A lot of people like that. Ford's got some nice features and technology. So it really comes down to preference. I think if anyone is going to tell you, yeah, buy this one, it's better, it doesn't really work that way with pickup trucks. I know there's a lot of brand loyalty and just brand attraction that plays into that big decision. And it is a big decision. These aren't $30,000 trucks anymore. These in particular, $70,000, $80,000. We just got out of an F-250 Limited, over 80 grand. Same with this, and that's just the way it is. If you want all that towing and hauling capability and all the luxury refinements, you're going to pay for it. But one way to look at it is you're replacing two vehicles, a base pickup truck and perhaps a luxury sedan, because this is way more comfortable than any sedan I've ever been in, with the exception of a Rolls-Royce. One thing you can't see is this massive head-up display, which I just love. It's set up right now for navigation, giving us turn-by-turn directions. We've got the speed limit. The perceived size of this is 11, 12 inches. It just feels like it's huge, and it's a great way for drivers to keep their eyes on the road. So I really like what they've done with that. The vehicle's very easy to drive. It's very nimble. I think they've really worked on their turning radius, which in the past has not been the best. It's been one of my complaints of GM trucks in general, but they really seem to have dialed it in, and I've noticed that just overall the ride is so refined. I mean, hard to believe this is a heavy-duty truck. Not that long ago, you got into a heavy-duty truck and you might as well go and wear a mouthpiece, because your teeth are going to chatter from all the vibration and the bouncing, unless you had a load in the back. Now, I mean, we have no load in the back, and this thing's sitting on the road very nicely. It's a really, really refined truck. You buy this truck, and there's no reason you don't keep it for 8 to 10 years and just drive it, enjoy it, and it's probably going to take you that long just to pay it off. Day one of the GMC Sierra heavy-duty drive was all about Denali. And Denali is a brand that's been around for 20 years. I was quite surprised. So a very well-established brand that accounts for about 35–40% of all GMC sales. But the brand is aging a little bit, and it's seen as a little bit premium, but not necessarily sporty, and that's where AT4 comes in. So AT4 was launched last year, basically replaced the all-terrain line, which was kind of hidden in the weeds there, but AT4 is much more prominent, and I really like what they're doing here. So you have unique badging. For example, the Denali has fold-out electronic steps. This has the side rails that you could ride some rocks, different wheels. You have blacked-out fender flares. So a lot of styling cues that differentiate it from the Denali. Pricing-wise, they're very similar. This is still going to be a little bit less expensive. But what I like that they've done is that they now have something to offer their customers that is premium and sporty. You look at the competitors, they got premium, they have sporty, they don't have both. This grille is also a nice design cue. I like how everything stands out with the red GMC logo. You got these red tow hooks and they're vertical. You got this piano black grille, and this is actually a functional vent. And down here, this lower fascia, a lot of people that buy these might want to attach a snowplow, for example. You can actually remove it, and you can attach your snowplow right to it. So for me, I think the AT4 is what I would get. And as far as, you know, the Denali brand and AT4, they have these distinct factors. That MultiPro Tailgate, no one else has it. The 15+ inch head-up display, incredible, and those backup cameras. I mean, those are just three of the reasons I think they have a way to stand out from the competitors from Ford and Ram. I'm Ron Doran. Thanks for watching. See you next time on The Driver's Seat.